Hello everyone and welcome to Cineful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk Start Collecting Age of Sigmar Warcry, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Chaos Legionnaires, one of the newer warbands for Warcry, coming out in a separate box from the Heart of Gur series of models. Now, in this video we're going to talk about the different contents of the Chaos Legionnaires box set, talk about the different warriors that make up the warband, and talk a little bit about how they all work on the tabletop. We'll then look at some other models we can use to bring on and expand upon this initial warband to create some alternate builds, and then finally finish off the video with a little sample army of 1,000 renown for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own warband. Now, it should be said, you don't need to grab anything extra other than this warband. This warband will be close enough to a perfect 1,000 renown for you to get playing games of Warcry pretty much straight away with this box set. But if you're wanting to build some alternate options, play with some different lists and muck around a little bit more, then hopefully this video is helpful. So, to start with, we have the Decuriarch. This is the champion mod. You can see front and center for the box set. He has a nice toughness of 5 and 22 wounds, pretty darn solid for a champion, with 4 attacks at strength 4 to 5 on his damage. He's also going to be able to use the double for shield ram, thanks to, well, having a shield, where until the end of this fighter's activation, the next time they finish a move action within 1 inch of an enemy fighter, they pick a visible enemy fighter near them, and on a 4 to 5 they allocate a damage point to that fighter. On a 6, however, allocate a number of damage points equal to the value of the ability. He's also got the leader rune mark, so he's going to be able to use the triple for the true master's favour as well, where a fighter can only use this ability if an enemy's been taken down by them by an attack action, and until the end of the battle round they add one to the attack's characteristic of melee attack actions made by friendly fighters that are within 9 inch of them. Now, moving on to our Mutandor. This is the model armed with a spear there. Now, the Mutandor is pretty nice. 18 wounds, defense of 4 with a 2 inch reach, 3 attack, strength 5, 2-5 damage weapon is pretty solid. Now, the Mutandor has got his own ability as well that's going to be called Headlong Charge. This is another triple, and a fighter can use this ability only if they're within 2 inch of an enemy fighter and have made 2 successive move actions this activation. The fighter then makes a bonus attack action with their spears. So this is pretty cool, being able to, save up, do a double move, and then attack, which is really, really nice. It can definitely sort of add some range to a force that actually doesn't have any range to it. Now, we're going to get 3 Horn Helms. These are our elite fighters, and they can be equipped with either Dark Iron Maces or Steel Bite Axes. Now, the difference here is your Steel Bite Axes are going to be 3 attacks at strength 5 to 6 on the damage, and the Mace will be 3 attacks at strength 4, 3, 5 on the damage. So, more on the baseline damage, but less crit value, and it's got 1 less strength as well. Now, the axe is 5 points more expensive, and they're both going to be defense 4 with 18 wounds as well. So some really solid elite fighters. You've got a lot of wounds in this warband. Now, we're then going to have 3 horn shields as well. These can have axes, maces, or swords in any combination. And they all have different profiles with them. Now, they're all going to be 12 wounds and defense 5 and get that nice shield bash rule that our Decuriarch has as well. Now, the axe will be 3 attacks at strength 5, 1, 4 on the damage. And then you'll have the sword for 4 attacks at strength 4, 1, 3 on the damage. Both those models will be 95 renown. And then 100 renown will get you the mace, which will be 3 attacks at strength 4, 2, 4 on the damage. Some really cool abilities here to play around with for the warband, and some really solid fighters. This is probably one of the best warbands for individual fighters. I can't think of another warband that has such decent fighters warband wide. But looking at where we can go next for this warband, and certainly I think some great places to go are looking at another Chaos Legionnaire box. This could certainly get you things like a second Mutandor, more of your heavier hitters for the warband, or indeed give you more of the cheaper fighters as well if you're wanting to with your horn shields. Now, you've definitely got the option to run like maybe double Decuriarch as well if you're wanting, a hero next to you, which could be a really interesting sort of loadout for the warband. But for me, I like adding the Centurion Marshal. I think he came out with a box set, so he was really fun to sort of go along with him. He's got some cool abilities to go along with them. He can also, spear people and then pull them down or pull them towards him, which is really, really cool. He's got the ability to lock down movement and disengages with his net ability as well. So it can be quite a heavy hitting piece, but also quite a nice, universally useful piece as well in some other actions. Now, looking into the Slaves to Darkness and finding a couple of heroes in there that work nicely. First of all, you have the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, who has the Daemonic power. We can add some strength to fighters with his double. Or we could go with the Chaos Lord, who adds bonus attacks to models around him. This, I think, is a particularly good one because there's just so many powerful attack models in this warband. I think he can really bolster up your lines. For me, he is definitely my pick to add as an ally first of all, and then probably your Sorcerer Lord looking as another fantastic piece to add to our warband. And so this is our little warband, our sample warband for the Chaos Legionnaires. Now, our champion will, of course, be a Decuri Archer, the only champion available for the warband. He's really, really solid, though. Right up there as one of the best champions in the game. I think he's, competing with things like the Blazing Lord for the best champion of all. His defense definitely puts him up there, though, the Blazing Lord maybe strikes him on abilities, but he's got the buffing abilities as well, which is really, really good for him. The fighters we've gone for, we've got a Mutandor with Beast Spear. This is just great for adding a little bit of range. While it's not, adding actual shooting range, this does add range to your force with the ability to double move and then attack at a 2-inch range. Really, really solid. 3 Horn Helms. These are just absolutely amazing fighter. Being able to put 4 18 wound fighters into a Chaos Warband is incredibly good. So we've got 2 with a Steel Bar Axe and 1 with a Dark Iron Mace, as we just need to save a little bit of points. If I could, I would make them all Steel Bar Axes, but we've also got 2 Horn Shields with Maces as well. I think the Horn Shields are good enough to invest the points in to take those Maces over the other options. Normally, when you're looking at troops, I'm just looking for the defense, but the fact they're all defense 5 is nice, and, you're only saving 5 renown. You could, drop one down to a sword if you want and get 3 Steel Bar Axes in there, but I think the Mace, that consistent damage of the 2-4 is nice on them. For an ally, we've brought in the Chaos Lord. I think his bonus attack is just going to go really nicely. Putting that with like Horn Helms is incredibly good. And if you can get the Decuri Archer to get his ability off as well, +2 attacks and an aura around both those heroes could be so, so powerful. Now we're at 143 wounds, so just slightly above that average of 120 to 140 wounds for Warcry. And 8 activations, we're at the lower end of activations average on the 8 to 11 scale. If you've played with the Chaos Legionnaires, let us know how you've been going and what your plans are for the Warband. What are your favourite allies to bring in? What's your favourite loadout? Do you like maybe double Mutandor? Are you more a fan of Horn Shields or Horn Helms? Let us know down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, come and join our Discord and join in the conversation there. We chat all things wargaming and other things besides as well. If you'd like to do that, you can come join via the descriptions linked to the server. Now, also linked down in the video's description is the best ways to support the channel via Patreon or YouTube members, or indeed grabbing some merch from our merch stores on either Teespring or on Ko-fi. As a special thank you to everyone who does support the channel on Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Alder and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising 8, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Aaron DeHaven, Kevin Bowman, and Iron Grinch. And a special thank you to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Man Killer, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel as well. Couldn't do this without you. Thank you all to everyone for watching once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.